We're not trying to call her out, people, but
like, it was like the gin cocktail episode. I forgot.
I don't do gin.
Thank you.
I don't do gin.
We're drinking an aviation, right? Because we have the aviation gin that
Ladies and gentlemen, heed my warning. Don't drink gin.
Please.
What did you do? What did you do? I need to hear what he did.
You can't handle the truth.
Before I do that, I have to just say, Josh, gin is something that's misunderstood, people, and has to be enjoyed in its respectable environment.
Gin is an apocalyptic beverage. It is.
It just sneaks up on you like tequila.
Yeah, truly.
Anyway. Good evening, Atlanta, and hello, world. Welcome to Banter. We are back again for another beautiful episode here in the Peach State. I am Devin Lewis. I will be your host this evening. I am here, of course, as always, with my co-host, MJ. Hello. Lovely. I am joined by our guest, Miss Rishika, and I have here Josh as well with us. Thank you for being here today, everyone.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here, sir.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be an exciting episode. Got a lot of potent time with these two right here, folks. So we're going to hear a lot from both of these guests here tonight, and I'm very excited to enjoy this. Miss MJ, what are we drinking tonight?
So tonight, we're drinking a weed whacker. It's made with 400 conejos, which means 400 rabbits. It's mezcal from Oaxaca. And he added a little bit of yuzu, which is a Japanese citrus, a little cucumber, rosemary.
Yeah, a little bit of agave.
Lemon juice.
Too. Very clean.
Yeah.
Sipping it out of some
very refreshing.
Mason. Yeah, right? It's the middle.
Nice.
It's hot Atlanta, baby. You know, I got to cool us off.
Gotta stay cool.
You know, so a little bit of mason jar action here. And then, of course, Miss Rishika got hers a little something special.
Yes, I got a spindrift. And then we did a little bit of cucumber. What else did you put in?
I just put a little cucumber and rosemary in there to make it fancy for you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, Rishika. You know, we were going to talk about that. So what's with the dry spell with you today? If you don't mind, talking about that.
I usually just don't drink too much in general.
Conscious?
It's just in general, and yeah, it's kind of also better for your health and
absolutely
everything like that. So I just kind of keep it on the low side.
She's still game to play though, you know.
I'm drinking her portion today.
Amen.
Exactly. No,
I still tried some of it.
No, she did. Yeah. What'd you think about the yuzu? That's my first time actually enjoying that.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's super light.
Yeah,
know,
super.
like,
I mean, on its own, it's very light with like that citrus. I think it can be used for like a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm. Very versatile liqueur.
Very diverse.
Yeah. Well, anyway, welcome to Banter, folks. Let's go ahead and get started.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Let's go ahead and get to know our guests a little bit.
Indeed.
Rishika, let's talk about you. Of course, ladies first. Where you're from? Talk about your origin story.
So my parents are originally from India.
Okay.
And then I was born and raised here in Atlanta. So I was born in Austell, but lived in Marietta, Kennesaw area my whole life.
Hey.
But we always say we're from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, you know.
It's still classified,
Everywhere
right?
in Atlanta.
Right?
Everywhere is Atlanta.
Everywhere is Atlanta.
Augusta's not.
True.
Come on, people from Augusta are like, I'm from Atlanta.
I got a special story about Augusta.
Oh,
So I never-
okay.
Please share.
Early bookmark. Yeah, what?
So somebody has to circle back and bring this up later.
Yeah,
Don't
indeed.
forget.
I won't. I got you for sure. That's hilarious. Yeah, Rishika. So, talking about your origin. So you came, I guess, when you were raised in Marietta, and
Marietta, Kennesaw.
where did your journey start in the sense of being in the service industry?
Being in the service industry, it started when I was a child.
A child?
Yeah.
What were we
practically.
talking about?
Like, I practically grew up in the back of Subway.
Oh,
Because, like, my parents used to own Subways.
what?
Wow.
So they had their first one, and then we would practically, after school, go to Subway, and we would have our little area in the back where the office would be, and we would do our homework there and help our parents a little bit because we would get bored. We were kids. We would naturally get bored. So we'd start help stocking like the chips, setting out the cookies and everything.
And that was fun. That was like a big ass kitchen, I guess, as a kid, right? Like you're having a good
Yeah,
time.
but they still kept us like, you have to make sure that everything's up to code and stuff like that. So we still have to keep up to code and everything, but a lot of the times it's like people don't understand that struggle of parents having to bring their kids to work when they can't afford anything.
Yeah.
Like my parents came from nothing. Like my mom's family was very successful. They had when they were in India. So my grandfather was a builder in India. So my mom, before she came to the U.S., she never even washed her hair by herself. She would go to the salon to wash her hair. And so she worked so hard in order to bring her family up. And my dad did too, to make our family grow.
So would you say
Yeah.
are you saying like, just so I understand this, what you're telling me right now, like, so your mom kind of had it like pretty nice over there in India, like
Super nice.
doing the damn thing. Like you said, so your grandfather was in construction basically.
Yeah, so
He was like a developer pretty much, is that
Yeah.
what we're talking about? So he was making big money. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So
And then she had to humble herself to come to America and have to start from not the bottom, but
exactly.
I mean, it wasn't an easy segue is what you're telling me.
Correct. So like she got married and then they didn't have any money or
Oh, you're telling me she did the fairy tale love thing and still built it back up? Is that no? Please
they
get
kind of
into
had a
this.
semi-arranged marriage.
Oh,
Semi-arranged.
but your dad had to be qualified if it was an arranged marriage. He couldn't have been that fucking
yeah,
broke, right?
but they were
No, I want to
Your
get.
daddy broke.
I've been hearing about these things, man. This is interesting, girl. I'm here for this.
No, they like
Educate
it
me.
was bad to the point where they couldn't even afford Taco Bell at points.
They couldn't afford Taco Bell and they own a goddamn Subway. I mean, that's beautiful.
now they do. Yeah.
No, I mean
They
now.
used
I'm
to.
saying they go from that to that. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to picture, like, you got me up here with like this, like, because a lot of women and I mean definitely gentlemen. I mean, saying you're the developer, even like married to one or being taken care of by
Yeah.
one. We all know that means big money, right?
Yeah.
And to go from that, regardless what country you're from, the perspective is there, right? The luxurious perspective, and then to go. I mean, why
way.
yeah, all that way, literally crossing the Atlantic to be. I mean, I don't know your parents' financial situation, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying from what I'm hearing, it's like it wasn't exactly great
Not at the beginning,
at the
but
beginning.
then they built their
right, but
themselves,
that's some resilience that most people wouldn't even sign up for.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
Yeah.
applaud your parents for that shit
So-
automatically.
I have a question. How did you feel like growing up in the restaurant? Because like the second you said that, like I love Bob's Burgers. And them fucking kids hate working for their parents. They were talking bad shit.
Oh my
and I have a girlfriend. I'm Dominican. I have a girlfriend whose family owns a pizza shop. They're Dominican too. And growing up, she had to work there after school, and she never like worked in the industry though. Like she would go help. Like even now, she's grown. She goes and helps. But she has like a regular 9-to-5 job. She like never caught the bug, She just kind of helps because like, oh, it's a nice thing to do for your family. But how did you feel like always being there?
So I was in the industry for a while. So my parents went from owning Subways. They also owned a barbecue restaurant. And then after they owned that barbecue restaurant, that was a franchise, they ended up starting their own barbecue restaurant. But their own barbecue restaurant, my mom makes all her sauces and seasonings and spices because India is known as the land of spices, right?
Right.
So with those, they're very well versed with spices. So my mom's like, you know what? I want to do my own thing. So she makes like 20, 30 different types of barbecue sauces. She makes like all of the seasoning from scratch.
Are you gonna plug in where it is, what's it called, so we can all go?
I need to try some of those.
It's called Smitty's Lockdown Barbecue. It's in Marietta.
Okay.
Smitty's Lockdown Barbecue.
Yes.
I bet
Go check it out, guys.
Goddamn,
So
girl.
yeah, it's really good.
Indian
I
back
need
barbecue
to
sounds.
diversify my barbecue sauce. 'Cause I'm hooked on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
hooked on
interested in-
that honey brown sugar.
That sounds like a one of one too. Like to have those origins into barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, it's in Marietta Square too.
No, it's in Marietta.
Marietta.
It's,
Okay,
it's like
okay.
5-10 minutes away from Marietta Square.
Dang.
So,
yeah. We'll make sure to tag
yeah.
that in underneath the comments and in the link below when we get that going for sure.
Yeah, we're about to start. Hopefully, what I'm working on right now. So, I've been in different parts of the service industry, right? So I've become. I did my 9-to-5 as well. I went to the 9-to-5 job. So I did. I worked for a corporation which specializes in tools, practically. And then while simultaneously working in a major sports industry as well. So I worked both of those simultaneously because I still needed that vigor of the restaurant.
Yeah.
So you still need that go, go, go. And it was funny because even in corporate world, they were hesitant. And the way that I actually got my job for corporate was they weren't hesitant, but they actually came to scope me out at the restaurant because I did a catering for them. So they came and scoped me out, and they're like, "We want this girl." I've never worked corporate. My interview, they were like trying to give me answers practically. They're like, "This is how you." They were leading me to the answers, if that makes sense.
Like
They needed you.
I get.
They're like, let's try this a different way.
She's fucking up her algorithm, right? I need to figure this.
They said, I like you and I want you.
Right? They're like, we're leading you to the. So they got me there, and then by that point, when I interviewed, they were like, "You're hired on the spot." And I think from that, they realized that from restaurant industries and from having people that are fresh out of college is not bad to have. You don't necessarily, experience is not everything that people need, because within the first 2 months, I literally was doing a sales job. So within the first 2 months, I was at 105%.
Oh, wow.
And they were like,
Because your social skills are off the charts, probably.
As a server bartender, you're upselling all day long.
All day.
You're selling the specials.
All day.
That margarita, do you want 1942? Mm-hmm. You know, like you're always upselling everything. So, and then I feel like serving bartending is such a good stepping stone for any career. Like I saw this fucking TikTok and it was like, oh, you work in an industry that are like, it's like serving the military. They're like, oh, what branch? Front of house or back of house?
right.
And then, listen, I gotta find it after the show so I can show y'all. This nigga was like, I worked at Waffle House. He was like, you're a fucking Navy SEAL.
Oh.
I'm like, Waffle House is probably the worst place.
Oh, every
to
person,
ever.
any server or bartender who, you come face to face outside of Waffle House with someone who works at Waffle House, and you immediately are saluting these.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
Trenches.
Waffle House, work with other Navy SEAls of
War II
the industry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna send y'all this TikTok because you're gonna fucking lose it.
I need to see that.
Because I feel like that, because I feel like front of house, it's okay, it's not bad. You couldn't fucking pay me to go back there.
No.
Yeah.
To the back, no.
Gritty.
Well,
Or manager
Shout out
either.
to back of house. And
Yeah,
Shout out
because
to
nobody
back of
could
the
do your
house.
fucking job like y'all
Shout
do.
out.
Yes.
Shout out.
Because I couldn't.
Dishwasher to chef.
Dishwasher?
Y'all hold it down.
Yeah.
well, that was actually in the industry. That's actually how. Well, the first thing, like parents, if they own a restaurant, usually they're like, "Oh, we're gonna give our kids the cushy job." My
Yeah.
parents were like, "Heck no, that ain't gonna happen." The first day that I actually
Dish pit.
dish pit, garbage, bathrooms.
She's like, the bathroom's dirty.
I bet it made chores easier though, right? It's not on the industrial level, so you're just like one bag, no big deal.
But no, it was
don't know.
industrial.
Listen, I kind of trust someone that grew up in a restaurant because they have the best, like they're gonna be so clean.
Yes, it'll be
Like these are
reinforced
children
at
that
least.
grew up doing things by like safe.
Hopefully. Unless your
No, she
parents
just
were the,
she just said that they made her do it all like legit.
Good.
I'm like, this is someone's house that I want to eat
She
at.
was raised around health standards.
Right. Like I would totally eat at your house.
Please continue, Rishika. Sorry.
she walked
No,
into
you're good. You're
She
good.
goes into her friend's house. This is like a B minus.
Yeah. She was like, I don't eat anywhere less than a B.
You guys are like an 82. I'll come back later.
No, seriously.
No,
Yeah, dirty dish rag over there on the
My
sink.
God.
no.
You've been warned, domestics. Anyway, Rishika, please continue.
But I appreciate my parents doing that because that's what built me to the person I am, more than being like, okay, you just have to take orders. That's it. I've learned the kitchen. I've learned everything through and through. So if anybody ever left the restaurant, it's not like, oh, I got to shut down. I'm
Yeah.
struggling. No, I got
You
it.
could run the whole restaurant if your parents were in a different country.
Right. No, and I've done it before.
Right.
And I've run a Subway before. I've run the barbecue restaurant as well. I've had to run a lot of different things because I also I was also a manager of a hotel.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's your most recent endeavor, yeah?
Yeah, that was my recent endeavor, which I kind of ended up leaving later.
Where were you? You were in Georgia or
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, where? I used to live in Pennsylvania.
York, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
In butt nowhere.
Bitch, I used to live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That is like 20 minutes away from each other.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
I'm from Maryland, but I don't know what the hell y'all are. Why are you reacting like that?
So,
forgot
because
Pennsylvania
you know you
was a
have to
state.
go through. Okay, so from where I lived in Lancaster, you have to go to York to get on 83 to get to Baltimore. So I would pass through York and like that Rudders off on highway. It was like,
30.
is it on 30? Yeah. So it's
Number
just so
30.
funny because when I used to. So I started in the industry. I used to be a stripper. So when I used to leave Lancaster to go strip in Baltimore, I had to go down 30 to go to York to get on 83. So it's just so funny because
So you was a traveling
Danced in
stripper?
Baltimore?
yes. How do you know
I thought
this
you
story?
did this I thought you did this shit in Pittsburgh. Bro.
No.
God damn, that's way more
So
intense.
then do you know Round the Clock Diner?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So I worked at a hotel around there.
Okay.
So it previously was like a hotel brand that was, it was Econolodge.
Okay.
So it was an Econolodge. Then they got rebranded and became independent.
That's so funny that she's the fucking working York.
So, dude, York,
That's insane.
York is a beast in itself.
It's gross. So the
It's sketch.
okay, let's just backtrack. Oh my god, this is like bringing back horrible memories. So when I
Sorry.
first started stripping, oh my god,
Hide your
my
kids,
mom's
people.
gonna hate watching this episode. She's like, this fucking bitch is talking about this on the internet. So there's this club in York. What the fuck was it called? Temptations. So the first time like I ever stripped, like I was 19. I was kind of afraid to go with Baltimore, and living in Lancaster, like there's no strip clubs around. The closest one was York, and that's like a 30-minute drive. But bitch, when I tell you this was a hole in the wall, like on Market Street. I don't know if you ever knew what it was, but it was a terrible fucking place. And I worked there for like 2 months, and it was like the seediest place. Like people were getting shot outside.
Jeez,
and I'm like, what
Louise.
the fuck is going on?
So
And this was like a small white town. Like this, it's fucking backwards and hillbilly as shit for real.
girl, it's changed. It's changed.
I haven't been there in
I
so
don't know.
long.
It's still ratchet though.
I just can't believe that you used to live there too.
They on the
my
upper.
God.
They on the upper ratchet end.
I haven't been back.
Ghetto is ghetto, no matter where the fuck you are. It's shit.
He's like, they're one generation away from being gentrified.
No, listen. They should gentrify that fucking area. It's horrible, but that's just so crazy because like I grew up in the Lancaster
Yeah.
area.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. Well,
Oh no, it's not beautiful. It's just
Lancaster was nicer though.
Heard.
Lancaster was much nicer.
yeah, it's a lot
than
nicer,
York.
and it's a lot. You know, they have like a Whole Foods now. It's a lot nicer. They got Whole Foods.
Yes.
it's not like that South Park episode where they got their fucking Whole Foods Sprouts and their freaking town went up.
Yes, that's literally what happened. Like they started building like a bunch of shit, and now the rent's going up. People are moving. It's like considered like a safe place to live and shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, you gotta look
Anyways.
at that. So yeah, so you ended up doing the hotel thing, Rishika, and
Yeah, so the hotel when we got it was a very so when I say we, when the corporate that I was working for got it, so they put me there as managing over there, and
this is the same corporation that kind of recruited you out of the restaurant into the Mercedes-Benz situation or the stadium
No.
situation.
this is a different corporate that I ended up they ended up recruiting me as well for
Oh, okay.
the hotels.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a different management company. It was a hotel management company. So in total from my jobs from the beginning was like managing Subway and doing Subway, and then doing the restaurant, so Smitty's, and then doing Mercedes-Benz. So working with them.
What were you doing
and
there?
I was working fan engagement marketing
Fuck
with Atlanta United.
Badass.
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
So,
Damn, look
and
at you.
then, so while I was working at Atlanta United, I was also working with the corporate.
Okay.
So I was doing both simultaneously.
Okay.
And
Busy girl.
then after that is when I did the hotel.
Okay.
So,
That's beautiful. Man.
yeah. So that was an interesting endeavor in itself.
Little ASMR. I need another drink.
She said, "This got me needing
Yeah, I'm
drinks
like-
now."
A signal.
Ready for you now, son.
No, I need to relax. What episode was it? They swore I fell
think it
asleep,
was
but I
like
don't remember
3.
that.
I'm not trying to call her out, people, but like,
it was like the gin cocktail episode. I forgot.
I don't do gin.
Thank you.
I don't do gin.
We're drinking an aviation, right? Because we have the aviation gin that we...
Ladies and gentlemen, heed my warning. Don't drink gin.
please.
What did you do? What did you do?
Warning.
I need to hear what he did.
I counter that warning. We're going to get to that in a second. Before I do that, I have to just say, Josh, I do want to hear, because we're going to get to you in a second. You just have to... Gin is something that's misunderstood, people, and has to be enjoyed in its respectable environment and with the proper application.
What does that mean?
It means botanicals, and it means citrus, and it means herbs, and it means somebody who cares about the liquor in itself and the
Gin
experience
is
that it
an
holds.
apocalyptic beverage. It is.
It just sneaks up on you like tequila.
Yeah, truly.
Anyways, that's fair. We'll get to that.
I always say it tastes like the wilderness.
Josh, let's get to you. Let's talk about that. Really quick, do you want to talk about your gin story first, or do you want to get to the origin?
Well, tell us who you are first, then tell us what
yeah, how about
happened
that? So let's see.
that gin traumatized you.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you.
I'm just a smart man.
You gained that knowledge somehow.
So I'm Joshua. I'm from Selma, Alabama. Big on the civil rights movement. I moved here to Georgia in 2000, and coming from Alabama, all I knew was being a good student, egghead. Came here, was really shy. My aunt brought me here, and
How old were you?
So it was my summer before my junior year of high school. So I was about 14.
Okay.
And my first job was Wendy's, right? And then my uncle was just like, they building an Olive Garden on Turner Hill Road in Lithonia. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Eyebrows are going up. You're like, hell yeah.
I'll check it out, man. It's I'm coming from Selma, Alabama, small town, 4x4 town.
What does that mean?
So it's 4 miles across, 4 miles wide.
Oh,
right?
shit.
It's a literal box of a town.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, it was a big civil rights town. Martin Luther King, that's where he crossed the bridge. If you hear about the bridge, that is the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Okay.
And that's what they crossed going into Montgomery.
Wow.
So all the photos you see with Martin Luther King with the dogs and everything that happened in my town.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of history there.
Yes, sir.
I come from a lot of history.
Yeah.
A lot of, I had to deal with a lot of racism, like right in my face. But being the person who I am, unracist person.
Oh, Josh is the sweetest dude ever, guys. He's the most peaceful individual ever. Yes.
It was a weird time. It was a very weird time. But I got here about 14. Lithonia was being developed. For those you don't know, that's on the east side of Atlanta. It's the city of Stonecrest now. It's becoming the city of Stonecrest, but it was Lithonia then. That was developing Stonecrest. The mall was coming up out there. A lot of like little chain restaurants were starting. Chili's, Applebee's, Olive Garden. So that's why I ended up at Olive Garden. So
Darden's a great place. You started at a dope.
Darden is great start.
Absolutely.
Great start. And with us being a new like high-end restaurant in that area, like being there when it opened was financially good.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was a junior in high school.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't even think that was like a possibility. I don't know why. I take that back. I was an athlete in high school, so that's probably where my time went with that. But
yeah, truly.
Probably for the best.
But the craziest thing about it was the day that we opened, I became legally old enough to be a server in the state of Georgia. Like, right, so I went through the whole training, like...
As a 17-year-old?
Yes.
And on your birthday?
I was in there. I was a server. But that was the thing, though. I was such a shy guy coming here from Alabama, and on my application I had busboy, cook. I had nothing. I didn't say shit about being a server. My uncle had me in this purple. He had me decked out, bro. Probably the loudest shirt I've ever worn in my life. that day. Purple shirt, black pants, purple tie. I go into Olive Garden. I'm sitting there.
Purple on purple.
Purple on purple, baby. I was princed out, baby.
Oh my God. This is an epic.
I wish we had a photo of this.
Right.
So the only thing, right? I had my earrings in. I had some earrings in.
What are we talking about? We're talking about something like Soldier Boy, big ass rocks like dangling off your
Bro, they were
goddamn ear and
just
shit.
subtle studs, bro.
Subtle studs.
Subtle, I love
like
it.
What I got going on, like subtle studs.
Subtle, bro.
Okay, chill.
And then one of the managers there, his name escapes me at the moment, but he came up, Arthur Kaiser,
Arthur Kaiser.
the most well put together man.
I mean, he sounds like he dresses nice.
Man.
Shit.
He said, "You looking very dapper." He said,
Oh shit!
I
He
just-
called you dapper.
He said, "I need you to take the earrings out, though."
Oh my God.
So I'm like, "Shit, I done blew the job."
What a humble individual.
I done blew the job. So I interviewed with the GM, Michelle Knowles, and she was just sitting there on the other side of the table, she just asking me questions, and she just smiling at me, and she was just like, "So you want to be a busser?" I said, "Yeah, busser would do me fine." She was like, "No, you're gonna be a server." I said,
She saw your spark.
"Hey, I can't do that. Like I'm too shy."
Oh,
for
you
that."
backed out.
I was trying to.
to.
But she said, the only way I'm going to hire you is if you be a server. She said, try it out for a week, and if you don't like it, I'll give you whatever spot you want. Right?
She believed in you.
So I went home, and I just moved here to Georgia. I didn't know anybody but my uncle, aunt, and my cousins, and my uncle, who is married into my family, my Uncle Robert. Shout out, Unc. He was just like, I was just like, I can't be no server. I can't, like, my uncle had a stuttering problem. Like, he had a big stuttering. He said, I served in high school. I said, no.
Oh,
I said, no. I said, you served on? He said, I served at Red Lobster.
Oh, snap.
Yes, bro. He said, you got it.
Got no excuses now.
He said, you got it. My first table,
This is so touching.
that Olive Garden opened November 18th of 2002. Wow. That's my uncle's birthday. It was my first table.
Wow.
He came there. I sold the first 2 bottles in that restaurant. It was a bottle of white Zinfandel Sutter Home. Wow. And I sold it to my uncle on his birthday.
That's beautiful.
It was a phenomenal moment. After that, everything just went to shit for me. After
What?
after that,
That's not what I expected him to say.
after that, so I went to my next table and just bombed out. Like, my uncle, I spilled them perfectly. Then I went to my next table and just like
Crashed.
crashed, bro. Crashed. Sweated
Welcome to the
profusely,
jungle,
bro. I
baby.
think I was just like, yeah, I think this is gonna be it for me. But I stuck with it, and because Michelle was one of the best GMs I've had the pleasure of working for. She was a phenomenal woman. Like, she had that niche for seeing the best in people. Like, even if you didn't see it in yourself. Like,
I mean, clearly from the damn interview, she clearly had a.
yeah,
She
knew.
saw something.
Like,
knew.
she knew, and serving. That's why serving the service industry will always have a special place, because it truly transformed me into the person I am. Because without that, like, I maybe still be just a super introverted person. Becoming a server opened up this whole new world for me. It's like I had a voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Because you were
and
touching
then,
so many people, right?
Bro, like, I've got to end racism with some people. Like, that's what a lot of people don't know who have never served. Like, how close you can become to a perfect stranger in a matter of 2 hours.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and believe it or not, the world needs a lot more of that. You know, like, you
Amen,
can
brother. Cheers to that.
agree.
We're cheersing to that. 100%.
straight up. Like, I've met some very like hateful people in the service industry who I knew walking up to the table that these people do not like. They don't want me talking to them. They don't want to talk to me.
At the very least, you could tell that they were people that were not at peace with themselves in life.
Like, bro, it's you can feel it when you
Absolutely.
are a.
I totally understand. I totally understand. For people that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Really
No,
quick, just to address the audience. For people who don't understand what Josh and I are kind of connecting on right now, and I know everyone in this room feels this way too, and we understand this. Being in the service industry, you kind of develop, if you don't have it naturally already with your talent, you will develop a social skill that allows you to be very acute and accurate with
For
the
sure.
perceptions of how people are. And you start to almost kind of literally see an individual's aura as you walk up to them in a
For
lot of
sure.
different ways. So I just wanted to make that very clear. This is kind of what we're talking about. Please continue, Josh.
And so it's like,
You knew this, you knew it was hostile, but you came in and you went in anyway.
you know,
of course.
because my spirit doesn't allow me to back down from energies
They
like
need healing. They need to see what you got
you
to
know,
offer.
like
Right.
this, like I aspire to be more than a server, but serving is a part of my journey.
Absolutely.
You know, and the people who I encounter through that are exactly the people who I need to encounter, whether they are good people or evil people.
Dude, you're talking my language. So you really see, like, since day one, you feel like it's been a methodical
bro.
journey. The
Like,
universe is polishing you and sharpening you.
If anybody has sat here on this podcast, that serving has done something like supernatural for, it's me for sure.
Oh, man.
Like, for sure. Because, like, I come from a family of educators. Like, my family I come from a family of nerds, literally. And, you know, my uncle graduated valedictorian, cousin valedictorian, brother salutatorian. I could have graduated I graduated at 3.5, but, you know, I was a country boy in a big city, so I was kind of distracted, baby. You know what I'm saying? I was having a good time.
And nothing to be feel bad about. Absolutely not.
And then serving allowed me to have like this special time, like in high school, that, you know, it's kind of like you see in movies sometimes.
I can't imagine what that exposure had done to you in high school, dude. That is insane.
Like,
That's awesome.
To like serve like 80% of the teachers that work that teach at their school. Like it was like crazy. Like
The whole damn town.
Like it'd be like a random like Wednesday night, and I done went to work right out of school, and my damn history teacher coming in with his family, just like, hey, yeah, come on in. Let me take care of you.
Absolutely.
I hope you give me that B. You want an extra basket of breadstick?
Here's that free dessert for y'all.
It was a surreal time for me because, like I said, I came here from Alabama. Like, Alabama was all I knew. Like, it was things were changing for me in Alabama. I came from a crazy I had a pretty tough childhood.
Okay.
You know, I didn't have the leisure of being a child. Like, I had to grow up like right out the womb.
Wow.
Like, so when I came here to Atlanta from Alabama, I was really in like this limbo. Like, you know, I was a teenager, I was an adolescent, like I was going through puberty, I was in a new school, you know, it was just a
Place
lot
where you
of,
needed foundation and you were fucking up in the air.
like, I was just here,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, I had a good work ethic, I would say that, you know, and,
Clearly.
but once I got into Olive Garden and start like just mingling with like different guests and the different co-workers, and just my life started to rapidly change from like this,
Like the perspectives that you were getting from these people, or what?
all of that,
All of it.
like perspective, like coming from Alabama, you know.
I don't.
I'm gonna explain it to you. So, being born in Alabama, right out the womb, it's all about black and white. It's
And what area is this again?
So I was born in a little smaller town than Selma. I tell people I'm from Selma because you would more rightly know Selma than you will Grove Hill, Alabama, which is where I'm really from.
Wow.
Which is, I wouldn't even call it a town. It's just an off-grid town, like in the woods.
In the cut community.
Like, I literally stayed down this dirt road in this little bitty shack tucked away into these woods. We were literally in the woods. We weren't doing nothing crazy back there, folks. We weren't the hills have eyes kind of country.
Holy shit. Yeah.
We weren't the hills have eyes kind of country, but we were.
In the sticks.
We
Dead
was
ass.
living off the land
Right.
still. No, like plumbing. We had electricity, but no running water. Like
How'd that work?
We had this
If you don't mind.
magical spring.
Huh?
Like we literally had.
You live next to a spring?
That's where we got our water
Oh shit.
so
from
cool.
a spring.
That is cool.
Yeah.
From a spring, bro.
Bruh.
Like I tell people that they were just like. Hey,
So
but-
you know about boiling water and filtering it the old fashioned way.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because
you
my
live back in
Yeah, my granddad, he was a ranch hand like most of his life. So like we were like DIY people. Like we DIY damn near everything we did.
Okay. Look, I'm not afraid to interject when I don't know something. What does that acronym mean?
Like, do it yourself.
Oh, silly me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Heard. Okay. Well, you know what, Josh? I need to hear more about this lifestyle that we're talking about. So if you wouldn't mind, can we, we're going to take a break here shortly in a minute, folks, but can you please definitely enlighten us about your good old time down in Alabama?
For
and then
sure.
we'll get back to that.
It's not no issue at all.
Man.
It'll be my pleasure.
Folks, we're going to get right back. I didn't want to cut it off, but we need to take a little small break here in a second. Please stay tuned to Banter. If you like what you've heard so far, please hit us in the like button down below. And, give us some feedback in the comments. Tell us what you think. Any shout outs to any of the cities that we talked about. We'd love to hear from you all. Represent. And we'll be back on Banter shortly. And we're out. 3, 2. We were just talking to my guests here, Rishika and Josh, about their experience in the service industry. And Josh gave us a little lesson about good old Alabama. All right, let's get back to that story.
Hey, good old country boy, man.
Hey,
yeah,
I respect it, man. Got a little country life. I spent a lot of summers in Chesapeake Bay where they're burning trash and freaking crabbing and having a good look. I love the country shit, always will. So I respect this little story.
And you know, it's like so I did like military right out of high school.
You're a vet?
Yes.
What the fuck, man? I didn't know that about you.
Right out of high school.
What branch?
Army.
How many? What?
Yeah, so I did like a joint program. So a joint program is like you do part of your training, like your junior or senior year of high school, and then you finish your training after you graduate high
It's
school.
not ROTC, but it's like is that something like a variation of that, or?
Yeah, some people do a joint program at their 11th grade year of high school. So that summer before they come back as a senior, they'll go to basic training for the Army, and then they'll come back and then finish high school, and then they'll do their AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training. For the
Individual training.
That's your what job you'll be actually doing in the military.
Oh, that's like what the ASVABs were and all that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I did that right out of high school,
I'm so sorry.
Bless you.
and that was an experience all in itself. And I guess doing that, doing the military thing is helped me become even more of a better servant, I would say. But I came here in 2000 from Alabama.
So you were 14 at this? No, not 14. Or you were 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, coming here.
Small town kid came in, did the restaurant, got molded. Then you went into the military because you were in the restaurant in the high school.
Yeah, I did. I kind of went to the military.
After your first year of serving, then yeah.
I did like like a year and a half of
half.
of serving at Olive Garden.
Okay.
And it kind of serving kind of prepared me for the military
Absolutely.
world as far as like the diversity of people or whatnot. Then it was also serving
About culturally.
culturally
Oh, wow.
culturally diverse, and then it was like serving in a different aspect.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it went from serving like to like, you know, dropping off food and beverages to like, you know, trying to keep a lifestyle going for a whole country. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's what the military, you know, training was. So I did that right out of high school, and then I came back from the military because I'm not a violent person like that. Like I don't believe in like just, you know, war and all that. Like seeing it up close, you know, it really does things to your mental, and it changed your aspect. Well, for me, it did. You know.
So were you deployed during Bush? Bush's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I did 18 months in Fallujah. I did my basic in Columbus, Georgia at Fort Benning. Then I did my AIT in Fort Gordon in Augusta. That's the Augusta stuff.
Oh yeah, we had to get.
Oh, so we came back to that.
Yeah, we did come back to Augusta.
Yeah, Augusta came back. Yeah, I was doing my AIT.
What does that mean for those?
So that's advanced individual training. So my job in the military was telecommunications. So my job was when we went to Iraq, we had to, they set up these little communication bases, like these little sheds, and that's where we had the communication.
So a little
the
small
comm
area,
center.
1 or 2 people.
Well, it was a squad. It was about 4 of us.
4 of you?
And we just set up all the telephone lines, and you know, being able to communicate with the other bases in Iraq, and you know, things like that. Out of training, they said our life expectancy was like 35 seconds on the battlefield. I'm just like, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Because of your job, because of like how valuable it is.
Yeah, so whatever job you have,
yeah.
So whatever job you have, when you go across seas, it has a life expectancy.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Like in the midst of
How important
war.
is it for the enemy to take your position out?
If they take out comms, they can
Right.
they can pretty much cripple a whole battalion.
You're literally a fucking just beating artery.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
Us and the medics were like some of the lowest life expectancy outside of the guys who was like on the front line.
Yeah, it wasn't even the combatives. It was you guys.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Intense, bro. I turned 19 in Iraq.
Wow.
And at that time I had about 10 guys under me who were older than me. So it was an intense situation. Like, you know, I had to grow up super
Because you're
fast.
responsible. If you're outranking people, that makes them your responsibility.
Yeah, age doesn't matter in the military. It's rank.
Correct.
You know, it's rank. But, you know, I did that, and I came after my contract ended. I was kind of like in a limbo after seeing like all that real life stuff going on. Like I was like staying in hotels, just trying to get reacclimated to like civilian life.
Why? Oh, hotels just for privacy purposes? Just because you didn't want to deal with nobody, or like what?
No,
Why
because
hotels?
like hotels, like it was like a constant, like it was people around me. Like I didn't want to be alone.
Oh, you wanted a community that was like a neutral community. You
Yeah.
could- okay.
Just,
you could come.
yeah.
You weren't
Yeah.
gonna be loud, but you knew you could enter. Okay.
I knew it was people around me. Like they didn't have to know
And it was temporary.
I was there. I just had to know that they was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
A communal environment that wasn't hostile.
that wasn't hostile, you know. And so I went back to Olive Garden because I got once you if you are employed at any job and you're a soldier and you get called off, like that job is on hold for you automatically. Like, you know, you can come back to that job after you come back from, you know, serving, you know, your tour. So I came back, things were different. And that's the thing about the service, working in the restaurant. Like, you have this like certain energy, like when you first get in a place, and then when I came back, that energy was kind of different. You know what I'm saying?
You were jaded as fuck with life at that point compared to what?
Yeah, it was
Absolutely.
It was like totally different. Like, it was like new management. Like, you know, I had to like rebuild myself. I had to re-show my work ethic all over again.
Oh, we represent your entire.
Yeah,
Oh, your face card was gone.
Was gone because my GM was gone. Michelle was gone.
Yeah, that made me salty.
Shout out Michelle. She was helping a lot of Hispanics who didn't have green cards.
Okay.
And she was allowing them to work there, and it got back to corporate, and she wasn't there. She ended up getting fired, and
oh, that sucks.
I'm gonna call the new GM DK.
Okay.
'Cause this guy was a dick, bro.
Oh, let's get into the Class A fuckery, shall we?
This guy was a dick, bro. Like,
So you came back to straight food bar.
bro, I came back to the restaurant, like, to let everybody know I was back home in full dress blues, bro. Like, full dress blues. Like, everybody ran up to me, like, you know, it was a good reunion for the people who was still there from when I was there.
Yeah, your vets, right?
You know, and it was a lot. You know, it was just like our GM was the biggest change, and DK was the new GM, and he automatically didn't like, I don't know, like the camaraderie I had in there. Like, I don't know, bro. He automatically felt intimidated.
Nobody likes that shit, bro. Are you kidding me? The motherfucker's a GM of what? What restaurant is this again? This is the Olive Garden.
Long
like,
story
no
short.
shit. No. Sorry, I'm just gonna make this very clear. Because this needs to be addressed. Like, you're a punk ass GM at Olive Garden, and you're getting salty about a whole veteran who's from a kid who's coming from a small town. You know, his fucking ambition is through the goddamn roof.
It was weird.
And as a man, who I'm sure he was older than you, which is why he was pissed at the fact that you even had that kind of respect.
It was weird.
Yeah, because he had nothing. You know why? Because your presence he had to respect you before he even knew who you were, and he didn't want to do that.
And you know,
Little bitch boy.
You know what, Devin?
I'm sorry.
I've never had anybody put it like that, but you're probably absolutely right.
I know I'm fucking right, dude.
Yeah, bro, because that's exactly the energy he had. Like, I had no idea. Like, I'm like, bro, like, I literally opened this restaurant, bro. Like, my interview, this parking lot was clay.
Right.
I got my damn dress shoes dirty, you know, trying to get a job at this place, and we made a good name for ourselves. When we first opened that place up, bro, people was coming, so Lithonia was still up and coming. It's still in development, but it was really new, and so it was pulling people from Conyers area. It was pulling people from the Norcross area. You know, we had a lot of volume.
So that one Olive Garden was uniting cities like that.
Like, bro, we was doing crazy numbers, bro. Like, we was like, it was crazy, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you how crazy it got as far as tips, because everybody know that's
We love to hear about the.
Everybody
money,
love to
bro.
hear about the tips,
Come on,
bro.
What you got for us?
So, bro, it got so crazy, right? You know, the Quaker oatmeal, like thing, the big Quaker oat, like
the
the
guy
home.
with the Quaker. Yeah, that know what you're talking about.
But I'm talking about that container.
The big cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking
So I
about.
had one of those, right? And I kept it in my aunt's dining room, like on her china cabinet, like behind the counter. I would just like throw like extra money in there. And I just remember.
Oh, that was your savings box. That was your shoe box.
And that's my little shoe box. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Smart. Okay, the Quaker box. I'm here. I'm
The
feeling
money got so good, Dave. I forgot about that Quaker container up there. Like, my aunt came to me. I guess
You forgot about your whole stash box because you're making so much money at Olive Garden.
Bro, like, I came home one day from school. My aunt, I guess she was doing like some deep cleaning.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say when they catch you with some bullshit.
No, she truly. I know my aunt. Like, she was like this because, you know, that was my little
Shout out to
stash.
my parents.
You know. Let me
My dad's
hold
gonna
that.
love that
Let me
one.
hold that for you. I'm gonna save that for you. Keep that safe.
Right.
But no, my aunt, like, she truly, like, you know, she allowed me to be as free as a teenager that age could be, you know. And, you know, there was no need for her to, you know, like, be trying to check
She wasn't
for
a
my
helicopter.
money. She had her own money, bro. Like, you know, her and my uncle was a software developer. He had his own company, Rockcore, and, you know, she was a teacher and everything like that. So
I'm sure they were proud of you, bro, at that point.
and man, life was good, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was living with my aunt and uncle, and then they had 3 kids of their own, my cousins, my 3 younger cousins, and you know, we were happy, bro. Everything was, you know, thing was up and up. And I came home from school one day, and she was just like, you know, are you missing anything? I'm like, no, auntie, I don't think I'm missing nothing. Like what? She was like, you not missing nothing? You not, you know, short nothing or nothing? I'm like,
So cryptic, auntie.
and she's my auntie is.
That's hilarious.
Shout out Auntie Evelyn. Like, she's the sweetest woman.
Shout out to the auntie.
She's a 3rd grade teacher in Conyers at Salem Elementary School, and she's an awesome teacher, and she does awesome work with those kids, and they love her to death, and I love her to death.
It's a pinnacle point in a young person's life, 3rd grade, man. So shout out to the auntie.
Shout out to Auntie. And so she was just like, she finally just like pulls the Quaker thing from behind her back, and I was just like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? And she pours it out. She was like, do you know how much money is in here?
She counted it.
I said, nah, I don't
How
know.
much?
Bro, it was about $3,000 in that Quaker thing that I just forgot about, bro. We
That's
was making
nice.
so much money.
What the hell,
at
man?
that Olive Garden, bro. Like, it was surreal.
So wait, what you like 19, 18 at this point? You said, how old are you at this point?
I was about, at this point, I was 16.
You were still 16,
I was 16.
and you forgot about the fucking $3 grand in the Quaker.
Yeah, bro. Like, I just forgot.
Can't
You
even
know,
talk right now.
you know, because like,
Are you drawing?
Inebriated, maybe. This is a good story though. $3,000 in the Quaker cylinder. How many times you say that in a lifetime? Never.
Quakers.
bro, and
Say that fast 3 times.
I won't. I won't.
to this day, I don't know what I did with that money. Like, I probably like blew it on my little cousins, because that was one of
I
my.
mean, clearly it was in the realm of fuck it.
It was definitely in that.
Dude, cheers to the Quaker cylinder.
Oh, I was waiting for the cheers.
Sorry. Sorry, cheers.
That's the first safe, baby. First bank.
So remember, kids, fucking save your money and forget about it.
Save
if
your
you can.
Quaker Oats.
Save your Quaker
box.
Oats box.
New servers. Save that money.
That's amazing.
Save
New
that money.
servers.
I mean, I've
save your
been
money.
saving on my 5s and 1s for like 2 months. I have like
Yeah, do what you can.
It
That-
a
that's
couple
accumulates so
$100
fast.
already.
easy.
Yeah.
Accumulates
That's an
so
easy
fast.
method.
So easily.
Oh my God.
And it's like, because I'm the kind of person that's like, you make so much money as a bartender that you spend a lot. So it's hard to save. And I'm the kind of person that's like out of sight, out of mind. Like, if I don't know I have that money, then I won't spend it.
That's that double.
And the
edged
So I
sword.
find myself hiding money all the time.
Exactly. Because really quick,
Yeah.
guys, I don't know about you guys, but some people's self-discipline just isn't there. And I'll be the first
zero,
one to put myself
zero.
on the...
Yes, bitch. I mean, I'm worse than you are. Way worse. But
It's phases.
you're
for
like,
sure.
you know, when the friend group, one's supposed to be like the degenerate, and one's like the one that's kind of together. He's supposed to be like the kind of together one. So when I see how he be spending money, I'm like, bitch, stop. Because that's what I do.
But
Like, we can't both just be spending all our money, because who's going to have money?
see, that's a dangerous elevation.
Who's going to
'cause
have money?
Amen.
It's like in the 9 to 5, right? You get like raises, right? But it's like in the service industry, it's like
No, it's, okay.
you switch restaurants.
As
Like the
someone-
restaurants just get.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
every weekend's
you
like a
go-
fucking heist. Exactly.
Exactly, but still, that's why, like, you know, this is something I learned as a dancer, that people don't leave the strip club because it is a lot like you're hustling. It's like you're selling drugs. Like,
Yeah.
It's the
You
most
make-
intense rated R
you
game
make
you ever
a
played.
big bag,
Yes.
and you know that you can make it again easily.
The repercussions are there, but the rewards are also
It's not
real.
about there are no repercussions. Like, as a stripper, as a server, there are no repercussions. You're doing something that's 100%
There's no
legal.
repercussions as being a
What I'm
stripper.
saying is, it's whatever. Yes, you get stuck in it for life, the way you get stuck stripping for life. But I'm saying that's the correlation, is that it's fast money that you know that you can multiply on the very next day. That's why people get stuck stripping. That's why people get stuck selling drugs. That's why people are fucking 40, 50 years old serving because they get so fucking used to the money. It's the same shit. Whether it's legal or illegal, it's that feeling that, you know, shit, let me just go buy a purse or go take a $1,500 vacation because guess what?
Because you don't feel like you're
if
in the
I
box.
do 3 doubles, I'll make $1,500 real quick.
And you just took it out my mouth and see, because that's how
That's the correlation that I was trying to
how
make.
we live.
It's all the same shit.
That's how
Whether
we
it's
live.
legal or illegal, once you know you can make that shit fast, you're gonna spend it just as fucking
Straight up.
And that's
Straight
why
up.
people never leave fucking serving or bartending. And that's why bitches never leave the fucking club.
Amen.
And that's and so that's
That's why
Why?
niggas are saying nickels and dimes because they want to go to the club and buy a bottle for the bitches.
Right.
and that's why like I trust like people in the service industry before I would trust any other people, because like once I see like a server together, I was like, that motherfucker had to discipline himself hard as fuck to goddamn.
You do. That's funny you said that because
Yeah.
you do find a knack for kind of carbon dating somebody's like their journey through the
Yeah.
industry based off of how they conduct themselves at a
Yes,
certain
bro.
level. That's
Yes.
funny you bring that up, man.
Yes, bro.
Wow.
Because like just through my serving career, like I've just gone through phases of hearing different things that the servers were saying or what I paid attention to. Like right as I began to get older, I began to start hearing.
We're talking about divine knowledge right now. We're talking about
Yes.
things that are
So like when I was
Inevitable
younger,
truth.
right, it was just like, you know, like shit. Like so when I was at Olive Garden, right, it was I had a group of, and that's another thing in the service industry, you can meet some of your forever people.
oh yeah.
Like
You will find some kin.
whether
more
it's
than
your husband, wife, significant other, or just
lifetime friend.
best friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's where I met my group of guys. It's 5 of us. It's me, Eric, Joey, Lee, and Deshaun. And we met at Olive Garden, and we have been best friends for over 25 years.
Hell yeah.
You know, and but so like when we was younger, right, all of us, and it was about me, Joey, and Lee. We were roommates. And then Eric and Deshaun would always come over after, right? So if all of us worked one shift, bro,
Y'all partied afterwards.
After work,
Y'all
bro,
went
it's
out.
Oh, do you
crazy.
remember those days?
Oh, 100%.
like we doing the shift, bro. As we were getting tipped, bro, we are talking about what we were about to do with that tip,
Third
bro.
quarter, where we going to dinner, yo?
Can we just, we're not going to name where we met because,
We have in the earlier episodes anyway.
okay,
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
you know, we met working somewhere, but we had like a routine. And we had like a little group, and I feel like I kind of want to name the girls, but not really.
Seasons change, but. You know,
So
we had
I
a
bet like it was,
we were 6-8 deep, is what she's
right, and we, you know, everyone drinks at work, and you can drink at work, it's okay, but they won't expect you to pay
Depending
for
on
your
where you
drinks.
work.
Yes, but most
Depend.
places expect you to pay or have someone pay for your cocktails if you're drinking. So we're like, how do you get around that? By bringing your own stuff. So one person would bring their own water bottle full of whatever, and we would share it.
Time out. Somebody bring a bottle. Everybody bring their own water bottle.
Yes, we all have like really cute, like fancy water
They're
bottles from
athletic, they're
Amazon,
athletic
you know?
bottles, you know, they're
Like the
Starbucks
glass
cups, whatever.
ones, the really fancy
You know.
shit, and we would all just split one bottle of
Just-
whatever it was. But then after work,
35%.
after work, Elbow Room was our little watering hole.
Oh, shout out to the ladies that
Shout
run
out.
Elbow Room.
Shout out Elbow.
I think shout out Elbow for the pizza. I'm not a fan of the bartenders, but the pizza,
Okay,
grade
she
A,
feels that way, but we love
grade A pizza at Elbow Room.
know.
Go eat there. They
Go
serve
eat
food
there.
till 1.
Hey, them wings, it's
Slap
crazy.
you. Slap.
Them wings
But
is
the
crazy.
point is that, yes, we had our routine. Everyone got off work together, and we all went to fucking Elbow.
yeah.
And
Always
it was
had a big
it was
table.
just not even a question. It's
Not
like,
even.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. I have to go finish doing this. And you're like, bet. I'm going to order. I'm going to get our usual, and it'll be there waiting for you.
Yeah, so we had a stack of cash every night. We had, bartenders and servers who knew us. It's kind of like, for those of you who haven't seen Cheers, it's just basically, imagine being at, it's like being at a clubhouse where the people who give you your
What's
food
the
and alcohol
Cheers?
know you are.
Everybody knows. your
Yes, I was going to say, somebody sing the Cheers theme song. Or,
But you know,
edit that in, y'all, please. For me.
But you know what? Like I mentioned this in episodes in the past, and I'll say it again and forever. the restaurant that you work at, and really when you put in time like that, and the people that you come to be so close with, you're living with those people for you're spending literally like.
I mean, 8 to 12 hours.
I was gonna say 8 to 12,
8 to 12
even
roughly.
longer. Like depending if you guys go after hours. You know?
mean,
like
15,
18, it could be. I'm just saying that you're spending literally almost days
I mean,
with these people.
it's one of those places too where your besties, like, you're okay. We're in our 30s, maybe a little older, but it's one of those places where you can be like 18 and your best friend is like 30, 40. Like,
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, I was talking about how one of the guys that I worked with was like fucking 50, and we were cool as shit. Like, it's a place where you
But
make
you
weird
learn.
friendships.
You learn
Yeah,
from
no,
both
you
your
make
guests and your
very-
coworkers.
Both.
Right?
Both. Yes.
What I really enjoy about the service industry for that regard is that you also don't really you get to know even your customers, but they're all doing such different things.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you have
get a-
such a wide spectrum of what people's careers are or where they're starting out. So I really enjoyed that aspect because you don't have to be like a millionaire to come to a restaurant.
Exactly.
You meet all types
It's
of people.
everybody's together. Nobody's judging you.
Or
No.
you might be a millionaire coming to a little mom and pop restaurant, you know,
Right.
incognito, and
You
just
just
checking
that
passing through a
happens.
state.
Yes,
People do that shit
Exactly.
all the time. You don't know who is gonna be. Man, I
mean-
can't tell you how many times I run into people like even like this week on a fucking Monday. I ran into some stupid important like people who are like head of like AI and Google or like all at the same fucking bar. They didn't know each other, but like and another guy who like worked with like Usher and a bunch of other badass like artists, and then he's just a fucking producer just chilling at the bar and at like 2 p.m. Like you never know at any restaurant. I met and shout out to LaShawn McCoy and Fly Eagles fucking Fly 2020 fucking 4 this year. I know he's not part of the team
forgot you're
now,
an
but
Eagles fan.
I'm 100 fucking percent always will be diehard Eagles.
Jesus.
Fly Eagles Fly. I met LaShawn
Rise
McCoy at
up.
Alpharetta, and that man. I'm just saying like you don't know like them having
and-
brunch.
You know, I've actually met
used to go to
some
brunch.
other players that saw, and I'm like, this is a weird place. because
No,
I
it's
would
in the
expect
cut.
that more in my Buckhead bars.
No, because that's a stupid place to go
Yeah.
for a celebrity.
You're
That's a
right.
bucket.
But listen, being a server, like you learn the secrets of the city in a way. Cause like when I was,
Also, too.
cause like when I was at Papado, right? When I was
Here we
working
go.
at Papado,
Papados, you be making bread, bro.
hey, I was at Papado for like 12 years on Jimmy Carter.
Oh shit.
So right, so
Sunday.
after every home game on Sunday, the Falcons would always like stop in there, and I just like, why are they always coming here? Like, but I didn't know that most of the Falcons players were staying out in Lawrenceville, and they ride right past us, like going home.
Right.
So the
It was like
coaches,
convenient.
Julio Jones, like Harry Douglas, and if a lot of people don't know Harry Douglas, he was wide receiver for the Falcons about like I'm gonna say like 8 seasons ago, but like he's a sports broadcaster now, but
Okay.
just became one of my close friends, just genuine. And that's the thing about service industry, like you were saying, like you meet these like super important people or people who are doing big things in the world, and then you come and you get to know them on like this like very
Humbling level,
Well,
right?
it's a
Humbling
human
level.
level.
On a
It's
human
just
level.
Human level.
We're
On a
just all
human
people.
level.
Fuck my occupation. We're just
Yeah, who was that
people
soccer player? Who y'all heard about? Like I forgot who's like on PSG. I'm sorry guys, I'm not a soccer fan per se because I should know this person by heart, and I'm sorry to the soccer community for I don't even know this person's name. I should. The guy that got like the golden foot for like the World Cup last year or something like that. But he had a whole like post about how he would pay like a stupid amount of money just to be a normal person or just to live like a normal person right now after his accomplishments in the soccer world, and he's just getting started. But I just wanted to bring that reference up to like compare what y'all were talking about.
Yeah,
It's very
bro.
important. Like
because like sometimes like what I'm quite sure that you're saying is like because no matter how big these people get, like at the end of the day, they just want to feel like a normal person. Most days, like
yeah,
they don't.
dude, everybody's
They want
grind
to be
is
able
just
to go outside their house and not be bombarded by a million different people. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's just working to have generational wealth and to be at peace with themselves and to just live their lives.
Because it's like so like we might not be like no like world famous server, right? But we have to put on, like, for our guests, like, we have these spills that we constantly say every day, like, you know what I'm saying? But we have to find some newness in it to be able to do it to a level to where we're getting
Excited about it?
Excited about it.
Absolutely.
Because these people, they, like, you know, they can feel your energy too. Like I was just saying, like you get to know these people, they can get to learn you just as fast.
It's a stage.
You know,
it's a stage in a
like,
performance. It is.
Yes, bro.
It's not fake, but there's definitely some professionals.
You fake it.
No, what I'm not. I mean, acting is faking, but at the same time,
So,
you're still executing.
you know what?
You're still executing the delivery.
I feel like serving is like when you're with men, like when you really like him, obviously you're not going to fake it, but when you're just there just to do it, you're going to fake it.
I'm not saying you don't fake it. I'm just saying you're acting, if not anything else.
I try not to work those days.
You still have to try to act. Is what I'm trying
Like
to say.
when if I'm really just having a bad day to where I can't give, I guess, my genuinely like unrobotic.
Like you're not jolly,
Yeah.
but you know how to fucking perk your face up enough to at least show your teeth.
I don't
and
like
make it
working
work.
those days, bro. Like, cause I like to just be able to just. I'm a people person naturally. That's why I tell some new servers, like, and I try to hint it to the people who I feel like aren't really people. You know, like I'm like, you know, serving is kind of got to be born in you. Like, I don't mean to say that to like be like
It can
some
be
depressing thing.
No,
like,
no,
I'm
no,
just
right.
destined to be a servant. Like, you have to have a certain genuineness in your heart. Just
yes,
just
everyone
to make somebody day like better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
do that
Like,
day in day out. You have to be a special person to do that.
Yeah, bro.
I feel you.
For sure.
It's not for everybody, but everybody should learn from it. Right?
I
You
agree.
can agree
Very
with
well
that?
said.
I'm just saying, like, it's no different than like even like military individuals. Like, there's a certain because everybody needs structure, everybody
Yeah,
needs
for sure.
organization, everybody needs humbleness. That's what ranks I feel like do to a lot of people. Like, you have to respect authority because it makes you understand limits,
Yeah,
and on top of that, the rewards of ambition and hard work.
for sure.
And that's where those come. To me, those are the things that reside very, promptly in those kind of situations, and that's what refracts into society and makes it what it is, right?
Yes. And for you guests, for you frequent diners out there, for people who aren't in the service industry and you just dine in, y'all can be very difficult people.
And
He said that's so subtle.
like
He didn't even like raise his voice. Like, he's like, y'all
Cause
suck.
bro, they can be, and I feel like some of them just don't get it. Like, bro, I'm a stranger, bro. Why you you treat me like
Dumping your bullshit on us and not looking for a positive outcome.
I'm not
At
your
least if you're gonna
stepkid.
be in an ass, like say you're in a shitty mood, so we can turn it around for you because we're good at that
But
shit.
your shitty mood has nothing to do with the person that's trying
Facts.
to give you some
Exactly.
good food.
You're
It
here
does
at a
not.
restaurant to feel better, so fucking take the goddamn ticket and sit down and make it happen. At least try.
Listen, serving had the service industry has taught me so many like moralistic things, like from like prejudging people. I had the craziest.
What's your difference? Sorry, before you get into that, Josh. You say prejudging. Do you mean like? Are we talking about like if
Off the way you look when you walk in that
and you're-
restaurant?
You're pinging what they're wearing, how they're acting,
Yes.
their soul, their
Yes.
their radiation before they even sit down. To when they sit down, how they interact with each other.
Well, not that deep because you said their soul, their radiation. Because sometimes, like, if you go that deep, then you wouldn't pre-assume if you was able to hit some people's soul, because you'll know that some people have such beautiful souls, but they might not look like that on the outside.
Which is why you give them a chance to speak first.
You give them a chance
Right.
to speak first.
Okay.
So particularly, I went off of just what my eyes see.
Yeah, we're talking about before you even engage, but like that's all you have to work off of with your eyes, right?
And
And that puts you in a bracket.
so this was
Alone.
So it was my eyes at first, and sometimes like if you serve long enough, sometimes like you can see a guest walking in and something, and you be like, "Damn, them my guests. They gonna sit at my damn table. Them my guests."
This is God's challenge today.
I agree.
It's like you see them like before they even walk in, you be like,
my
"Damn, I know they gonna sit me with their ass." And I feel like that happens because you do have this pre-assumption of somebody. So God be like, I'm gonna
Just
send them
rattle your
straight.
cage real quick and see if you really nail this shit, motherfucker. All right.
3 top at Pompano. They come in, 2 ladies and a male. The ladies were dressed in what looked like fucking nightgowns.
Nice.
Damn near, yeah.
Were they white?
I'm country. I'm sorry, guys. Nightgowns.
The gowns, were they white?
They had some kind of print on it.
What?
Yeah, bro. Like
Like
it
a
was.
pattern or like a fucking print? Are we talking about like an image?
Yeah, like no, so the
picture,
particular woman, it was a white nightgown that had like these red speckles in it, like all over it, and she had like this bonnet thing on her head. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
and then the guy came in. He was like these beat up jogging pants, t-shirt, and then the other lady was like in another nightgown type thing, and she had on like this sweatband like thing, like. And you know,
So black Mormons.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I'm
Yes,
dead. That's
exactly.
great. This is here in Atlanta. This happened. This happened in Georgia.
Jimmy Carter, Papado Seafood
Oh my
Kitchen.
God. Please continue. Go ahead.
So I'm taking care of these guests, and mind you, they spoke very well. They ordered very well.
Like coursing and stuff like
Yes,
that?
they
Oh,
course
shit.
very,
That's what we like.
appetizer,
Mm-hmm.
salad, entree, dessert,
With the terminology.
with terminology.
God damn, I love that.
Yeah, so but they were
Shout out
still
to them.
just acting like kind of sporadic,
Sporadic.
and hood. That was acting a little hood.
Oh,
It was been a little hood.
okay.
I was just like, all right, bro. So they
You're tight roping right now.
they gave me the checkbook, and I walked to the computer, right? And I opened the book. It's a fucking black card, like the real deal shit, the heavy boy. And I turn around, bro, to look at it. They are already looking at me.
Oh my God. I love this.
They are already looking at me, bro. I turn around. They are already looking at me.
And
I
I
run
don't
the
think I
card.
have to really disclose this to anybody, but just in case anyone's missing this, especially for you youngins that might be watching this show right now, someone's got a black card. They have to be invited to do that. You can't just have a certain amount of money and just have a black card. So
Right, yeah.
This is like pure.
They deal with money on the regular.
This is the Moby Dick of guests when it comes to, relatively speaking. I mean, cash is king, but at the end of the day,
So when you get like a really rich sugar daddy, like millionaire, billionaire status, they call those whales.
Yeah.
So you had,
if
like,
you have a
had
sugar daddy,
whale.
I don't have sugar daddies, but
But we're using terminology.
I'm sorry.
The most richest of all sugars are called whales.
facts.
So you had a whale.
Okay.
No idea.
You had a whale.
Learn something new every day.
I mean, cross reference
Right.
because we call them whales too.
my friend.
I mean, that doesn't mean the nigga fat, but he got a fat ass wallet.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I go back over to the table. I'm like, oh man, like so I go over, and the red print lady, she was just like, huh?
Ate you right up.
She said, "Yeah, what? We know.
She said,
Didn't think that was gonna happen, did you?"
she said, huh? What you think about that?
How'd you treat them? Were you treating them?
I still treat them good, but I had facial cues that I know they probably saw as I was walking off and taking their
It
order.
was a bit of a social experience for everybody on that one.
It was a social experience for everyone.
That was insane.
Cause I was trying my best. Cause I did a good job in keeping my professionalism, but maybe if she saw me open that book and I looked over and they was looking at me, I know they was watching me other times when I was walking away, like making those weird faces, like they get on my damn nerves. These get on. I just wish they'd leave. They probably about to leave me about $5.
Universal 5.
Excuse me. Their bill was like $200. That lady left me $300 on. That's more than what they brought.
Did she tip
in
you
product.
$100? Or are you saying she left you?
No, she left me $300.
3 on
She
2.
tipped $300 on
On
$200 and left you a $500 smackarooski and a signature.
She said, "Never assume off the way someone looks. That's what she said to
She
me.
knew what she was doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Take
But
notes, people, because that shit happens all the time.
that's the magic of serving. Like,
That's the magic of serving.
that's the, like,
Wow.
and I can go on and on. Like, I can go the opposite of, somebody coming in there.
Let's get into the do's and don'ts because we're about to pivot this way anyway. Go ahead, Josh.
And just real quick, and it can be the total opposite, right? Coming there, you see a guy or people Gucci down, diamonds shining, blink.
3 goddamn chains on and 4 fucking women on. Like,
bro, like they smell like $1 million.
right.
They ordering big. They ordering like
Kings.
They ordering like a king orders. Bring me that. $500. Once again, I pre-assume $500. Oh, baby, this is a good $120.
No brainer.
This
I'm
one
gonna get
20.
money. This motherfucker's racking up a $600, $500 bill.
$15.
Fuck.
I wanted to quit serving.
That's a felony. That should be a felony.
It comes with the job, guys. Don't get discouraged. It's not you, it's them.
What he said. 120%, 1,000 goddamn times over. Yes.
Most of the time it's them.
Damn.
Sometimes it's y'all sorry ass service though.
Facts.
That's
You need to check yourself when that shit happens, but more than 9 times out of 10,
It's them, not you. Don't.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell I was a server trainer at Olive Garden. I was a server trainer at Papa Dough. I'm a server trainer at Little Alley. What I tell my new servers is, don't count the day, count the week.
amen.
Don't never count the day, cause a day can make you want to go hurt somebody. Like, yeah, I can remember days being so bad that to where I was like, don't talk to me. I'm not saying anything else for this day.
No one comes in perfect every day. That's impossible.
Impossible.
Unless
So
you're
don't look
fucking
at it as a day thing. Like, look at it as a collective thing. Like, however many days you work a week, just look at it as a combined thing like that. Don't
Analyze every 7 days, Josh. Thank you for that mental health point because that is a fucking beautiful message, man. Really.
sure,
Cheers
bro.
to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to the 7.
Cheers to the 7, baby. But everybody ain't got the heart for that, though.
Absolutely. Josh, you really been giving us some insane insight today, and I love talking to you about these. Oh man, thank you. Folks, we're gonna go ahead and take a break very shortly here, and then we're gonna get a little aside from the ladies on their perspective on this topic and moving forward. Thank you all again for tuning in and talking to us right now, listening to us. Talk about the industry. I just want to go ahead and just touch on the fact that once again that Banter is just pretty much a safe place that we all get to enjoy our special individuals in the service industry, and we get to look through their eyes and their lens and enjoy their perspective of what we do here in the service industry. And it's just been a big part of everyone's life here, and I think that's very important. And it's just, I just want to remind everybody out there, whether you're in the industry or not, that there's not a single person who doesn't make money that doesn't go to a restaurant. Nobody, whether it's McDonald's, Applebee's, Capitol Grill, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like,
Everybody goes out.
yes, and it's not, hospitality doesn't just start and end in the restaurant industry. We're talking about TSA. We're talking about DMVs, not DMV, excuse me, DDS. DMV is where I'm from. Sorry. We're talking about hotels. We're talking about schools. Like, we're not just talking about. There's humility in everything that we do, and that's what makes us human. And that's what I'm trying to reiterate here and get people to see through the eyes of my beautiful friends that have been on this show. Going back to that, anyway, Rishika, you've been patiently quiet for a minute there, and I appreciate you.
No
Being
worries.
so
No worries.
lovely.
As
you
enjoying the conversation.
All right. I mean, we're talking about some good stuff here.
Yes.
Now, you kind of have a different experience in the hospitality industry. We were talking about your journey earlier. And you've been going from, basically damn near being born as a Subway baby. Subway, the
Practically.
sandwich restaurant, not literally in the subways, you freaking city people.
Fuck you,
To
Jared.
apologize. That was great. But and then going into corporate, back in the service, and going into corporate again. Talk to us a little bit more about where you were at, kind of like in your kind of not senior life, but kind of getting seasoned more into the world as a woman in the Mercedes-Benz life. Like, I mean, like, how was that?
That was very interesting because that was, again, a job that I was doing simultaneously as well as doing corporate at that time. Mm-hmm. So to build yourself in two jobs at once can be very tiresome.
Those textures are totally different.
Yeah.
They are.
Worlds.
100% different.
You're like Kagome from Inuyasha we're talking about, right? From my anime people.
But that's what the restaurant industry does. Or like service industry does in general. It sculpts you to be able to handle such different environments.
Yeah, you're yeah. I mean, right? Like, you're definitely you're on the social Rainbow Road, right? Like, it's Mario Kart reference, by the way. Like, it is like Rainbow Road, but
The hardest map on Mario Kart.
facts.
Yes.
If you don't know, which goddamn, like, well, what happened? Anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Rishika, please continue.
No, but in the service industry, it requires you to do a lot, especially when you get put into those situations where you're building your own business or you're helping somebody build their business. So what I kind of also recommend that people do, even as they're growing, is that they need to try to step up on the pedestals of life in general, even in the restaurant industry. Like,
We're talking about taking up responsibility. Or?
Responsibilities, the way that you're serving people, get to know people, talk to them, engage.
You're just talking about just level the fuck up.
General.
Continuously.
Yes, and that's,
Continue to be a different product.
but that happens with all that industry, right?
You're right.
Because,
You're right.
again, my first corporate job was because I got scoped out. And it wasn't that
Because they saw you as a perfect salesperson, probably, right?
Yeah.
right, but you've left a mark on somebody when not only the manager, not only the senior manager, but they bring the director to your restaurant to come meet you. Okay,
That does mean something. You're selling yourself.
and we're consistently doing that.
Correct.
As a person, you're consistently going to
It's
be
like
selling
speed dating the
like,
culture around you.
As a server, sometimes you're in an interview that you don't even know about.
Right.
always.
Yeah.
It's very
Always.
important to definitely receive people. And that's the kind of the point that I've been trying to make here about the bar, the high tops, the tables. They're all stages because you don't know who is going to recognize your light when you are presenting yourself the way you are to these people. I mean, very good point. Very good point.
Because I've heard of many different people, even in the service industry, getting jobs like I did to go into corporate, to go into different levels of those as well. Because of our personalities, the
opportunities are endless.
opportunities. Exactly. You're super endless.
Absolutely.
But
I don't mean to interrupt, Rishika,
Go
but
ahead.
if you will have me back at a later date, I can bring you a shoebox of the business cards I've been handed over a year's time.
What size shoe do you wear?
11.
You got
Bigfoot
an 11
ladies.
full of fucking
Bigfoot
box.
ladies. No, seriously. In a year's time, I can fill an entire shoebox with business cards, just through the day-to-day interactions with different business guests.
And I love Darden for that. And I hate to assume that's where you started doing that. But was it Olive Garden that you started doing that?
I'm going to definitely wear the business cards.
I didn't mean to, presume, but I'm not going to lie, guys. For those of you who don't know, like, Darden takes care of their own, and they teach you how to be an outstanding individual in the hospitality industry.
They
So
do.
if you do go anywhere in any
do.
direction, not to be biased because I don't work for Darden anymore, but damn, like, you...
And that's another gem about serving, because sometimes within these restaurants they have these programs implemented to help their workers become just better servers, because some restaurants do adhere just to high-end guests or to certain guests, and they want to teach their servers how to make those certain guests comfortable. So like at a place like
Please expound on that. Yeah.
So like Olive Garden, right? So Olive Garden corporations, you got your Olive Garden, you got your Red Lobster. So, you have a lot of like, I would say holiday parties. This is where a lot of people come to, cut loose and, have a good time. Then I went from Darden to Papado. Papado is
high frequency locals.
Papado, their corporate is so astounding. Like I work.
I didn't even know Papado's had corporate.
I worked for Papado for 14 years, and they are so consistent.
With what?
Like their training, their product.
Oh, so their standard is.
Their standard.
They don't switch
is
shit up.
upper
They don't
echelon.
switch the spread.
They don't.
Script.
They figure out what works, and they do everything possible to keep it just like that.
Wow. Application for perfection. That's what they're there for.
Application for perfection, 100% yield. Wow. And if you don't know what 100% yield, that means everything is used as it's supposed to be used without no waste.
Wow.
They are a stickler on that, and they do a great job in being within a couple of percentages off 100% yield. It's astronomical, like what they're able to do.
A truly fine-tuned
oil
machine. Yeah, wow.
Fine-tuned machine. And then you go from a organization like that, then you go to a private organization such as Little Alley, but they operate on a much higher level than Papado. Papado, they...
So the corporate structure just simply, like, you would agree that, like, at a certain level, the corporate structure, for the most part, kind of doesn't allow the flexibility that a high end.
It does not.
Once it gets to that point.
The corporate might offer a certain consistency, but the private corporations offer a higher flexibility.
Okay.
Like, a guest can make a certain complaint, and a private organization has the ability to come in and
or request for that matter.
Or request.
Right.
And change that. For a corporate, there's so many steps for you to make that look the same everywhere in all locations.
It's like going through legislature
Exactly.
versus like a private island. Just like, okay, this is what we're doing today.
Exactly.
Wow.
I can give you a big chain that you probably will be like, so let's say the Chick-fil-A has amazing service.
100%.
Yes.
But at the same time, it seems so scripted. You say thank you.
My pleasure.
True.
It's so scripted.
True.
You would get a different feel of that at a mom and pop restaurant.
I'm a
Facts.
Right.
about that.
Like,
Because
Well, we love the My Pleasure.
I agree.
We love
I
it.
100% agree, but it's so
At times.
scripted. It's
Right.
It's like, all right, well, you expect that right away when you go into Chick-fil-A.
But
It's
mom
a
and pops,
complete
it's
script.
like-
is it really your
Exactly.
pleasure?
Exactly.
No, nobody loves their job that much. The shit you say.
That's great.
But real quick, what service has done for me, it has allowed me to expand on my outside life. Real quick, I was brought up very poor. I made it a point to when I got older and I was in charge of my own money that even if I was broke, my clothes might not be the most expensive, but I would look decent, right? So fashion has been something that's been a part of my life.
Absolutely.
Being in the service industry, it pushed me to create a brand that is passionate to my heart. And it's a brand, it's called Lebe.
Lebe.
Lebe, and it's an acronym, and it's for Let Everyone Be Equal.
Wow.
So in this, being a server, no matter how rich, no matter how poor, no matter what culture, what ethnicity, everybody wants to be treated good, period. everybody wants to be treated good. Everybody wants to feel good. And that's where that brand, that name literally came to me in a dream.
Wow.
Off of serving. If I never became a server, I would never have that idea.
Serving taught you the consistency to really realize what your brand is meant for. So you'd say it's almost like the product of your
Our brand is
purification.
for everyone.
Damn,
Just like
dude.
food and nourishment is
Wow.
for everyone. My brand is for everyone.
Cheers to that, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Absolutely. That's fucking amazing. Congrats on that clarity.
Thank you.
Because that's one thing I will definitely say this experience does for us is it puts a fire underneath their ass, and it gives you the spectrum of every individual to really pick like what lane, or fuck it, like take all the lanes and take a little bit from each one of those and make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the values and the experiences from all these individuals that you've been a part of. I mean, Rishika, you've been going from stadiums to hotels. I mean, goddamn, girl.
Yeah.
Like, what's that like?
Well, again, it's all different industries, different things, but it's always running around, right? So you have to have that charisma of getting things done.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually want to circle back to something that you said about how people want to feel cared for.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in a lot of industries, like even the service industry, hotel industry, any industry that you go into, I feel like people more than they want care, they want respect as well. But I learned a lot throughout the whole industry.
There's a difference between respect and ball fondling, right? Is that where we're going? I'm sorry.
No. I'm just talking about respect on like the way you talk to them, talk to people.
Oh, truly
in
like
general.
a number, right? Like not a
Exactly.
number. Okay, excuse me.
No, like people talk in.
Got it.
There's a different respect people hold, and I think people sometimes try to demand respect. Let me take you to a leadership and boss. Let's take it to
Let's
that.
go. Let's go to leadership.
So, like, I think there's a huge difference between getting respect because you're a good leader and trying to demand respect because you're a boss.
That's called a dictator.
So, right.
That's a dictator.
But I've seen that in so many different industries. And then also people get afraid, especially in industries, if you are a leader, especially as a woman.
Wait. Like, people don't respect you as much? Or are you saying, like, if you're being, like, too assertive as a woman? Like, please expound on that. for me.
There is, you have to be assertive a little bit more than normal, right? Like, as women, you have to be, like...
There's a way to be a boss and still be, like, a nurturing person at
Right.
the same time.
Exactly.
And that's what a leader should be, regardless of what sex or that you claim. But it's like, okay, go ahead.
So
Please
I'll
continue.
give you an example
right.
again. Was when I was in the hotel, there was a TV guy. Our cable went out and we weren't getting a couple of channels. So my boss is a male.
The whole hotel wasn't getting channels?
Correct, because of something going on with the
Cable?
cable
Yeah.
box and things like that.
Okay.
So what ended up happening, so I call him and he's like, hey, you know, we're not, sorry, train of thought.
Good.
So when I called him, he goes, let me talk to somebody that is more technical. I'm like, okay, so let me get this right.
How the fuck was this guest presented at your desk in the first place?
It wasn't the guest. It was the cable guy that's telling me I need to talk to somebody more technical because I'm a woman.
What's your position in this situation?
I was
Why
a
are you talking
manager.
Oh, you're the manager of the hotel, trying to get your shit fixed for your guests.
Right.
And this motherfucker is over here like, I need to talk to someone more technical.
Right. And so he looks at me, and the funniest thing when he says that you need to be more technical, the best part for me was like, oh, okay. Well, just try to tell me what you're trying to talk about. He goes, well, you know, you're not going to get as good quality on the higher channels because of like the frequency. How wavelengths move at a slower frequency when the channels are higher. Oh my goodness, you're mind blowing.
Jimmy Neutron's on the other line.
And he goes, oh, you are technical. I was like, I was a freaking biology major before I changed, okay?
That's fine. I mean, motherfuckers be trying it, bro. I will say that. So I will definitely take away, like, people will try you at any second. People is what I'm getting from that. It's not so much
100%.
about her educational background as it is, like, the more people will presume something, back to what Rishika was kind of teeing up here earlier, they presume your knowledge of something before they even give you a chance to express that. And as a guest in any environment, you should be able to come in a neutral perspective and at least let somebody fuck up and let them know. Like, if someone presents themselves, they clearly don't know what the hell they're talking about, by all means, take it by the reins and dictate your experience the way you think.
New
fits best.
servers.
But if your server, bartender, etc., hasn't even spoken yet, don't just start mouthing off shit that you just feel because everybody else has asked that they are too. Give them a chance to present their product and their experience, and they might prove you wrong. That's what I'm getting from
I'm gonna let y'all in. I'm gonna let y'all in real quick.
let us in, man. Give us the key.
You know, I'm very confident with who I am and what I am and what I represent. But there are still servers, there are still guests who can make you feel small with the occupation that you do. Some tables you can walk up on and you can see that they are already belittling you in your mind because you are a server or a bartender.
Right.
They feel like, oh, this is the end of the road for them. They have no other options. A lot of the times, like, people, like, they would try to make you feel like that, and then, like you said, you have higher education and you have certain knowledge that some of these guests would only dream to have, and they don't know that but automatically when you walk to the table, you can see it in their eyes sometimes, like, oh yeah, this.
No, we have chemists and fucking artists who have worked with major artists around, who have been, I mean, you could just go on and on about the kind of people that every kind of person that could be fucking fathom has worked in the service industry and probably still is.
Yes,
and that should never be fucking, yeah, thank you. Cause
and yeah, you should, just because someone is, you know, dropping off your food or your tea or your beverage or whatever, doesn't mean that they're a dumbass or that's the last option for them. Because in the service industry, a lot of people get into the service industry because it's so
lucrative.
It's so liquid.
Yeah.
Right. So you can be an artist and
upcoming artist,
no matter what medium.
Yeah.
You can be a singer, a rapper, a acrylic artist, whatever medium. You can be an artist and you can get in the service industry and you can make good money, and then you can spend a week off just indulging in your passion. Some servers are working students who are paying their way to become a doctor who would potentially
chemist.
work
Absolutely.
on your child or you.
Yeah.
You know,
in any capacity, absolutely.
So as guests who come into these restaurants, you shouldn't just judge these workers or their servers. So this is probably the most that they'll be able to do, or they're probably some drug addict who, you know, just want to get a few bucks to get high or get. It's not that, like.
It's so far from that.
Sometimes some of the people who will bring you these waters and these sweet teas and these old fashions, they are the next innovators of the world. Yes. You know, and serving provides us a kind of flexibility in time because time becomes such a valuable thing in this day and age, and especially when you get a certain age in life, time becomes very, very valuable, right? So some of these people who choose to work in these restaurants as a career, I feel like they value time and family in a certain way that
It's infinite. It's 100% infinite.
it's 100% infinite.
Absolutely.
I respect all
If
my
they're
9 to
not
5.
miserable.
I respect my corporate people. I respect all those things, but just understand that the service industry is that. It's another working industry. We are providing a service to the world.
That is going fucking nowhere forever. As long as there is even bartering, which is a human trading method, there will always be
Bring back bartering.
somebody who's willing to barter and trade for the services that the industry provides. Okay, brothels, fucking hotels. I'm talking about OG shit. I'm talking about like medieval times, whatever. Like there was always a time where in every culture where somebody could at least go to some establishment of some sort, whether it be actual someone's house or whatever, and enjoy the creature comforts of life.
Yes.
That's what we provide.
Yes.
That's what we do.
That's what we
And
do.
every aspect of life touches the things that we practice. Fair enough. What are some of your messages that you'd like to give to the...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said at the beginning, I'm Joshua Chapman, and I'm a server at Little Alley. I am a professional server. I am a dining curator. You can come and see me anytime. As a server, I'm part psychiatrist, part party man, part hype man. I'm a father of 3. I love genuinely. I love people. And yeah, we like to have a good time out of Little Alley on 3500 Lenox Road. You come out and see us anytime, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Josh.
Atlanta, GA, baby.
What's that?
Atlanta, GA.
Atlanta, GA. You heard it live, people. Psych isn't live. Rishika.
So the message I'd give is that the service industry is definitely something that I feel like a lot of youngins should start out in, because it's going to build your character. It's going to build your stamina. It's going to challenge you. It's going to build you up as a person to be able to move forward in your careers, in your life, and in a lot of different aspects of things that you do.
Absolutely.
So, and I want to thank y'all for letting us be here today.
Thank you, Dev.
So,
Thank you, Dev. You've been a remarkable host. Thank you
thank
for inviting us out today. Hope you call me back.
It's a pleasure having you both here.
Yes.
It's just an honest treat talking to both of you guys with your perspectives today. And
Thank you.
I really hope that people hear y'all's messages. And I mean, to the folks at home, MJ and I can speak for both of us on this one. Like, this is what we're here to do, is just kind of shine light on what we do in the industry. And there's just an infinite amount of people that will be continually involved in this industry, and it touches all of our lives, no matter first world, third world, second world. It doesn't matter. Like, the economy, motherfuckers in Alaska and Antarctica, like, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone on this planet is involved in this industry one way or the other.
One way or the other.
And it's going to stay that way. So this is our vine, people. This is our vein. This is our way of touching and speaking and uniting ourselves in this world. No matter what we go through, the history, there's always going to be some food, and there's always going to be some hospitality for us to enjoy and endure from one another. So it's important for us to just like rub each other the right way, because it's what's keeping us together, you know? So thank you all for being here again for another week of Bar Banter.
Shout out to the servers and bartenders.
Cheers.
Chef, I'm dragging a lobster back on table 35, please.
Shout out Table 35. This has been Bar Banter with Devin Lewis. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're out in 3, 2...